procrastinating.
Oh, wow.
It's not focusing. It's not focusing. It's not focusing. Okay. It's still not focused. Oh, there we go.
All right. 3 words: reduce, reuse, and
Recycle.
All right. Today I'm going to discuss how recycling it reduces global warming, how it increases jobs, and how it also saves the lives of some marine animals. And so I was actually involved in a recycling club in high school that was called the Go Green Group. And so I'm going to talk about some of the things that I learned whilst I was in the group. So for my first point, according to the South Carolina Department of Health and Environment Control, which is also known as the DHEC, recycling conserves resources, it saves energy, it reduces litter, and it also prevents pollution caused by the extraction and processing of raw material. As the DHEC said, recycling cuts back on global warming and it saves energy. According to the www.doitgreen.org, pulp and paper production are the 5th largest energy consumers known today. Did you know that the production of recycled paper uses 65% less energy than using the raw materials? And then in addition, what this means is that by reducing this energy, we're also reducing greenhouse gases that this plant will put off. According to greengarden.com, production of recycled paper uses 80% less water than paper production using raw materials, reducing methane and nitrous oxide, and therefore the greenhouse gases, which destroy our natural wildlife, will continue to subdue. But what it means is, like, even though money doesn't grow on trees, oxygen does grow on trees, and without oxygen, we're going to have a lot harder time of living. And so, not only does recycling protect our environments, it also promotes our economy. Recycling creates so many jobs. According to the South Carolina Department of Health and Environment Control, the state's recycling industry, which is comprised of more than 500 companies, is responsible for more than 22,000 jobs, and it has an annual of $13 billion economic impact. And then in addition, consumers can return their beverage containers in redemption for cash. And we actually did this last year at our dorm, and it was very effective. But not only does plastic harm us, it also harms some of our very friendly friends, which I will show a picture of. It is said that 20% of plastic bottle consumers in the United States go to a recycling plant called the carbonate industry. So where does the rest go? In a recent study released this year, a scientist estimated that 8.8 million tons of plastic waste ended up in the ocean in 2010. And then the U.S. is 20th in the world for contributing to the pollution problems in our oceans, and China was actually in first. The EPA estimates that more than 100,000 marine animals die each year from ingestion or entanglement with floating plastic debris, as shown in the picture. In this group that I was in high school, the Go Green Group, we learned about ways that we could reuse plastic, and a few examples that we talked about were investing in reusable water bottles. That way that you're not promoting plastic and having to recycle it. It just saves you some time and energy yourself. And another way to reduce the plastic is to not actually use the plastic bags that some consumers give you. And in addition, ways to recycle is to obviously take your goods and bring them to recycling centers near you. So with that being said, it's time for everyone to reduce all possibilities of contributing to the litter and population problems that our world faces. By doing so, we can decrease global warming. We can increase the availability of jobs, and then my favorite is we can also decrease the destruction of our poor animals. One once said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. So take your step to a recycling bin and let's get started.